Hi everyone. I chose as my first technology a website called Peardeck. It's P-E-A-R deck.com, which is used by a teacher that I work with, and she uses it mostly for math. She imports a Google slide and then uses it to assess her students and figure out where they are. The ISTE standards I chose are under the educator standards, 5C, which is creating the digital learning environment, and 7A, which are alternate ways to demonstrate competency, because you'll see that there are ways to use this to assess. So you want to choose teacher login, and you can log in through your Google account. So I'm going to use my FHSU account. If you want to create a presentation, you can do that using this, or if you have one already in Google Slides, you can click on Open File from Drive. Now, I'm going to, I actually Googled pre-made Peardeck presentations, and I'm going to choose this one, which is a third grade multiplication. I demonstrated it yesterday, but I'm going to click Start Presenting. And it imports my slides. And you'll see the first thing it does is tell you to project it on your classroom's projector. And you want to make sure that every student in your class has a device, whether it's a Chromebook or an iPad. And once you see it on the projector, you can click that. And it'll come up with a code that your students have to enter. I'm going to do it on my iPad because it's hard to demonstrate without that. So FPSEA. And it will tell you right away that you have a student who logged in. Okay, so it tells me one student has arrived, and I'm going to click to advance. This is just the first slide where you would be teaching your lesson. Okay, and this is the standard that it applies to. And all of this is coming up on my iPad exactly as I'm seeing it on the computer. And as I progress through it, you can see it asks questions. So now what I see on my iPad is not only what's on the screen, but also some choices. So I'm going to click the array that's being modeled right there, which is a 2x4 array. And it will tell me that, it tells me down at the bottom I have a response, and I can click on student responses, and it will tell me exactly what they chose. So right now, if I were doing this with my class and they had all chosen the inaccurate response, I would know that I need to reteach that. So I can progress to the next slide. At this point, it tells me to draw an array. And on my screen, you'll see that there's a little bit of a drawing pad here, and I can model that array, right? And once that's in, it tells me there's a response. Again, I can look at the student responses. I can discuss it, move on to the next one. Now this has, this allows me to drag a star over where I want it. And then again, I can see their responses. I can see I put the star there, and you can continue through. And this is even a short answer. It gives me room to type right here. So I can type and then once I have my response in there, it will come up. I can click see the student responses, and I can see what they've all typed. See? It's a really excellent way to get a feel for where your class stands with something, to be able to assess them quickly and effectively. The downside is they do have to have some device, whether it's a laptop, a Chromebook, an iPad, or something to be able to use this with you. But it does project right to their desk. So even if they can't see your projector, they've got it all right in front of them. They can use it in groups. You can put 2 or 3 to a Chromebook or an iPad. Obviously, this video is meant for educators just to give them an idea of how to use Peardeck, but it is a really great tool to use in your classroom, and I recommend it.